What if the most painful experience of your life was not a mistake? What if the thing that broke you was actually the thing that was building you? What if the wound you have been trying to hide, the loss, the failure, the betrayal, the season that brought you to your knees, was not the end of your story but the very beginning of your purpose? Today I want to show you 7 ways God takes the most painful chapters of your life and turns them into the most powerful ones. Not someday, not maybe, but with a certainty that is backed by the character of God Himself. Way 1. God uses your pain to develop your character. Character is never built in comfort, it is built in pressure. It is built in the moments when everything in you wants to give up, but you choose to hold on. Romans 5:3-4 says, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance produces character, and character produces hope." Every painful season you have walked through has been developing something in you that cannot be developed any other way. Patience, resilience, compassion, humility. These are not qualities that grow in easy seasons. They grow in hard ones. The pain was the classroom. The character you carry today is the evidence that you graduated. Way 2. God uses your pain to deepen your faith. Shallow water produces shallow faith, but deep pain produces deep faith. Every time God brought you through something that should have broken you, every time He showed up in a season where you had no other option but to trust Him, your faith grew deeper than it ever could have in a comfortable season. The faith you carry right now, the unshakable knowing that God is real and that He is faithful, was not built in the easy moments. It was forged in the fire. And fire never destroys what God is building. It only purifies it. Way 3. God uses your pain to give you a message. Your story is not just yours. The thing you walked through, the addiction, the divorce, the depression, the grief, the failure, someone else is walking through that exact thing right now. And they need someone who has been there, not someone with a theory, someone with a testimony. 2 Corinthians 1:4 says God comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. Your pain gave you a message that no seminary degree can produce. It gave you a voice that speaks directly into the hearts of people who are in the middle of exactly what you survived. Way 4. God uses your pain to redirect your path. Sometimes pain is God's way of closing a door that you would never have willingly walked away from. The relationship that ended painfully redirected you toward the right one. The job that fell apart pushed you toward the career God actually called you to. The plan that collapsed made space for the plan that was always better. Pain has a way of clarifying direction like nothing else can. What you thought was destruction was actually divine redirection. And the path you are on right now, even if it still feels uncertain, is more aligned with God's purpose for your life than the one that ended in pain. Way 5. God uses your pain to position you for greater impact. The leaders who change the world are rarely the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who went through something, who survived something, who came out on the other side of something and chose to use it. Joseph spent years in a pit and a prison before he stood in a palace. David faced Goliath before he wore a crown. Paul was shipwrecked, beaten, and imprisoned before he wrote half the New Testament. Your pain is not disqualifying you. It is positioning you. The greater the pain you carry, the greater the platform God is preparing for you to stand on. Way 6. God uses your pain to produce compassion in you. Before you walked through what you walked through, you may have had knowledge about suffering, but now you have understanding. You do not just know that people hurt. You know how they hurt. You know what it feels like to lie awake at 3 a.m. with a weight on your chest that words cannot describe. You know what it feels like to smile on the outside while breaking on the inside. And that understanding, that deep human compassion, makes you capable of reaching people that no one else can reach. Pain produces the kind of compassion that changes lives. Way 7. God uses your pain to reveal His glory. This is the most profound way God redeems pain. He uses it to show Himself. John 11 says Lazarus was sick so that the glory of God might be displayed. Your situation, the one that looked hopeless, the one that people wrote off, the one that made no sense, was always an opportunity for God to show up and show out in a way that could only be explained by His power. When God redeems your pain publicly, it does not just help you. It becomes a lighthouse for everyone watching your life who needs to believe that God is still real and still working. Your pain was never wasted. Every tear was counted. Every sleepless night was seen. Every broken moment was held in the hands of a God who was already writing the redemption. Keep going. Your purpose is on the other side of your pain. Comment below, God is turning my pain into my purpose. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And subscribe for more weekly messages that strengthen your faith and help you see God's hand in every season of your life. The pain was not the end. It was the beginning.